The following is a Joel Michalec production.
On November 13th, Felix Unger was asked to remove himself from his place of residence. That request came from his wife. She asked him to leave because he wouldn't listen to the Joel Michalec Show.
Go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Joel Michalec Show featuring the lovely Sharen. I am Joel Michalec, and alongside of me across the broadcast booth, the table, the desk, is the lovely Sharen. Hi, lovely Sharen.
Hi.
Happy 1 week after Halloween. Happy November.
Happy November. Can you believe it's gone so quickly this year?
Yeah, well, it goes quickly every year, but anyway.
The older you get.
Merry Hallow Thankmas.
Yes, Merry Hallow Thankmas.
Yes. So we got to talk about something, and it's not good, and it's really I know this timing's really crappy that I'm bringing it up on the show, but we have it. It's a crisis, and we have to face music on it. We have to talk about it and get it out of the way and air out some dirty laundry. We have a real problem.
Okay.
The absence of Diet Half and Half at Wawa is now in broad crisis mode.
Wow, that's insane.
It is torturous, to say the least. It is scurrilous, to use a word from your lawyer years ago. It is scurrilous behavior.
Yeah, right.
Where are the people that manufacture the tea at?
They have coronavirus.
There's been no regular Diet tea on the shelves for a week.
At least, yeah. Yep, I know. Okay, so it's, believe it or not, I know that that's a crisis for you, but believe it or not, if you go into the grocery stores or whatever stores, you'll see a lot of bare shelves.
Yes, I know.
Okay, and that's because all the ships are sitting in docks, and they cannot get their stuff off the docks.
Right. So, Wawa is our typical go-to in the morning.
Booyah.
It's our typical go-to in the morning.
And it's produced locally. I know.
Right. It's supposedly it's produced locally.
Well, it better be.
Supposedly.
Yeah, but they're from...
but that's...
So, they're not from Wawa, PA. Like some people think.
What do you mean?
Like some people
that's
think
the headquarters
that
is.
The headquarters is in Wawa, PA.
Right.
Yeah. No. Really? I didn't grow up in Pennsylvania, never heard of a Wawa, PA.
Yeah, I have all my life.
Really?
Having grown up in PA.
Yes. Well, we grew up down the street from each
Yes.
other and didn't even know it.
Anyway.
Okay, so you know I gotta.
So anyway, it's not just that though. As of late, the quality has gone down as well to the point where it doesn't even benefit anyone to complain anymore. You know, I've launched some complaints about the quality of food. They don't care. They don't answer anymore. Maybe the people that answer complaints are out with COVID. I mean, this is actually the excuse we heard like 2 months ago from an employee there. Well, the people that produce the iced tea, they had a big COVID run through the warehouse. Okay, a big run through the warehouse. That is, 14 days?
Yeah, they're from media. That is where their headquarters is.
In Wawa, PA.
In media.
Well, it's a media post office, but
it's a media
Wawa,
address.
PA. It's Wawa, PA. Wawa, PA. Wawa, Pa. Wawa, Pa.
No.
Wawa, Pa.
No. See, again, I proved you wrong. Again.
Anyway, so...
It's between Glen Mills and Lenai.
It is, yes, it's a little tiny hamlet called Wawa in media.
Oh my God, shut up. You're so stupid.
So it's a crisis.
Yes, you know...
Of magnanimous proportions.
I don't mean to belittle your crisis. I really don't. because I don't drink that tea. However,
Well, I don't drink it anymore either, apparently.
right? But I'm not jonesing their tea.
I'm jonesing their half and half. You got
Okay.
me hooked, and I'm hooked bad, baby.
I know you are. I think we need
To the point where when they do have tea, diet tea, and I have to take it, it's horrible.
A TA for you, and that's not what you think it is.
Damn it! I want to point out. I want to recognize a fan of the show real quick.
Okay.
So I want to say hi to Scott from PA. Speaking of PA,
Yeah.
all this PA stuff in the beginning of the show.
I know, right?
So I want to say hi to Scott from PA. He's been listening for I think a little over a year, and it's funny. He it's also a colleague at work, and he emailed me on some cybersecurity stuff a couple weeks ago. And I got back to him. I said, can we? Here's the basics. Can we get back to it later? I'm been really busy, so maybe I can call you next week or something. And then he sends me a response back. He's like, yeah, that's fine. This will work for now. We'll talk next week. Happy Hallow Thankmas. So it's getting out there.
Yeah.
It's getting out there. We are creating a wave in society for what I think would be the first time in my radio career.
No, it's not.
No? Well, what else?
No.
Name something else that has...
Behind the mic, you had a lot of fans. You had...
But to create something that may start carrying on. Like first time someone creates a word, and all of a sudden it carries on. I'm talking about something that I feel like might carry on.
Oh, I get it. But I'm just saying, you were implying that in other aspects of your radio career, you did not have fans.
When I was doing Behind the Mic, I had 7 fans, five of which were on the show every week.
Shush your pie hole, man. That's not true, because we've talked to many people that have said, oh my God, I just listened to your show. Or if you took a little break, where's your show?
Did you pay those people?
How'd you figure that out?
Anyway, so a shout out to Scott in PA. Thanks for listening. He listens actually to the previous week on Saturdays while he's alone in the office.
Right.
So, I don't know if that's because we curse sometimes or what,
week,
but anyway. Yeah, so next week we'll be hearing this.
Yeah. And
yeah.
Happy Saturday to you, Scott.
Yes. So, okay. That being said, we have an update on the Gabby Petito case. Not that we haven't been reporting on it, but
no,
it's amazing how Kate. Do you think the Chris Watts case started this whole thing where you have?
No, it started long before this.
Let me finish. Started this whole thing where there's such an explosion of internet sleuths. Let's say.
Okay.
Now, do you think that came from the Chris Watts case?
It might have. Yeah, because. Yeah, but that was only 3 years ago.
I mean, I see people having discussions about serial killers over the years on the internet, but this is and maybe social media also lends to it. There are people, unknown people becoming popular because they just get on YouTube or they get on Twitch or TikTok, and they just tell you their side of the case.
Yeah.
Suddenly there's some sort of independent, investigator,
right, no,
of sorts.
And those investigators also turn in whatever evidence they've found, as we know, to the police or the FBI, whoever's in charge of the case.
Well, that's good. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Like a TikToker in the Gabby Petito case went to where Brian Laundrie's quote-unquote body was found. Not body. Excuse me. A couple bones.
And that's the update we were getting to. So
okay, yeah, but
make sure you talk about that.
Oh, I will.
All right,
but
make sure you talk about that.
Okay, I'm going to talk about that if you stop interrupting me.
I'm sorry.
Lordy. But
Continue.
getting to the TikToker.
You may continue.
You know what? I'm going to punch you in your eyeball.
Sounds like a good time to take a drink.
Yeah, right. But you made me lose my train of thought. So this YouTuber,
yeah.
Yes, and her mother videoed them at the reserve where he was found, and they found a water bottle. Now,
was it water or water?
it was a water. A water bottle. Okay. You just, oh my God, that's the first time in a very long time I've said water. Found a water bottle. And it appeared to be the very same water bottle that was in a video that Gabby did inside her truck. So
Okay.
it's the same exact one from the co-op that they were at a couple days, or wherever they got it, but they got it out, on their trip. Mm-hmm. And it was found in Florida, in the reserve,
This is interesting.
in the ground.
It's interesting, like, again, how it's just launched internet sleuths.
Oh, I know, right? Right. And so they took it they didn't touch the bottle. She knew not to touch the bottle. And they took it to the police. The police passed it on to the FBI because the police felt that it was, somewhat significant that these TikTokers found them, and the police didn't. And it was near the area where he was found. So,
And that could go both ways.
true.
You found it, but the police didn't. How did you find it? The police didn't. Are you planting evidence? No, about, you know what I mean?
Right, no.
It can go a
but
lot of different ways these days.
I get it. No, I get it. However, yeah. So getting back to Brian, okay.
So they found some remains.
They found some remains, but not the entire body.
Now, why are you and other people skeptical that it's not Brian
Because they
Laundrie?
were bones. They were like a skeleton. It wasn't like partial, skin or muscle or no. It was straight bones. Okay.
Okay.
So, which is almost impossible in 4 weeks. It takes a lot longer than 4 weeks for a body to decompose to the skeleton point. Okay. However, they were in Florida, and I'm no expert by any means. This is an assumption on my part. Okay.
I'm glad you put that
and everybody else's part.
that disclaimer in there.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
The opinions of the host,
Yeah, right.
I should have put that at the header.
Oh my gosh, right. But so we think Brian's still alive, that the parents are covering up. There's a lot of things that they did that could mean that they go to jail too.
Yeah, well, it seems like a lot of people were accusing them of something right from the get-go. I mean, I guess the parents were acting strange. Accusing them of something, I'm not saying.
Back from Moab to Florida. From Moab to Florida, he called his parents, okay, and told them what's going on and said, I'm on my way home. They then called the campground where they had reservations and added a person to the reservation before he even got home.
To me, that doesn't make any sense, but maybe to some of the listeners it does.
It does, because if they didn't know that he wasn't coming home, why would they add a person?
I'm lost somewhere in the translation.
They had a reservation for 2.
Who?
The parents.
Oh, okay.
Had a reservation for 2 at this campground. He called them on his way home from Florida, from Moab, and they immediately called the campground and added a person to the reservation before he even got home.
Okay.
They know what he did.
Oh, right. And they probably do. And that's probably why a lot of people were, being accusatory of the parents.
Absolutely.
Knowing more,
and harboring and aiding and abetting and all that.
All right. Look, we
won't get into the
We're all well aware.
terms.
We're all well aware you've been watching so much court television.
No, I'm just...
you're like the people's lawyer now.
It is. I am the people's lawyer.
I mean, that's all you watch anymore.
Because that's what interests me. You watch
This
Dancing
week.
Fairies because that's what interests
I don't
you.
watch Dancing Fairies.
Yes, you do. Don't even lie to the people.
All right, so they found some remains, and do the police think it's Brian Laundrie?
Oh, because they did a DNA
Okay.
comparison from the dental things. They said that, yes, it is definitely Brian Laundrie.
Okay. But
I don't believe him.
You and the internet sleuths don't think it's him.
Because
it's Bones. I get that.
No,
But-
because they could just go pick up any family out of a cemetery or out of their backyard. We don't know how that goes.
That's
And
starting to sound a
place-
bit far-fetched.
No, why?
What, pick out somebody from the Laundrie family out of a plot and throw their bones out there?
Why not?
Who would do that?
Them.
Okay. All right, wait a minute. Time out.
Them.
Time out, Your
They
Honor.
would do it.
May I approach the bench?
No, you may not.
That just sounds far-fetched.
Look, we need to go to sidebar. No, for real though. No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. Knowing the Laundries the way I do, because you don't know the case.
Wait a minute, the way you do? What, did you have dinner with them?
Shush, would you let me talk? Because I am the internet sleuth, as you say, and you are not. You don't know about this case, which is why it seems far-fetched to you, and not everybody else that knows about the case. So, booyah.
All I'm saying is, prior to this, we would be watching something and be like, yeah, DNA did it again. You know what I mean? DNA has gotten people out of jail. DNA this, DNA that. But now they're saying that they did a DNA analysis. You and other internet sleuths don't believe that that's accurate or true.
Right, because a DNA gives the probability of it being someone. Okay, it doesn't say this is definitely Brian Laundrie. No, the DNA, if it matches the family, okay, that means that person is a member of that family. It doesn't mean
get that
it's Brian Laundrie. Exactly.
All right. So remains of Brian Laundrie have been found.
Yes, they have been quote unquote found.
There's your update. Quote unquote found. From the internet sleuth here at the Joel Michalec Show featuring the Lovely Sharen. Anyway,
Okay,
so
it's
that's the
time
update.
for me to go.
Anyway, we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have a little bit of fun.
Yay.
We're going to talk about some old-fashioned slang when we come back.
Yay.
And also, we're going to talk about Michael Myers. So don't go anywhere. We're coming back with more right after this.
What?
This is New York's Super Oldie Station, 920 WON, The Apple, Brooklyn, New York.
The following conversation is real. It took place on Tuesday, June 8th of 2004 between a Blonde Star advisor and a subscriber.
Blonde Star, emergency. This is Steve. Is there an emergency in your vehicle?
Oh my god. I've locked myself in my car and the keys are on the outside.
Ma'am,
Oh my god.
ma'am, I need you to calm down.
Okay, it's just that the windows are rolled up and I'm starting to sweat. My keys are on the outside.
Now, your keys are on the outside of the vehicle?
Yes, oh my god.
Now, does your car have automatic locks or...
Yes.
Okay, here's what I need you to do. Take hold of the inside of your door handle there. Are you doing this? The shiny thing. Grab the shiny thing.
Okay, I've got it.
Okay, now give that a tug.
Okay.
Did it open?
Yes, oh my god, thank you.
Okay, now what is that noise?
Oh, that's my door alarm.
Yeah, but that only happens if the keys are in the ignition, hun.
Oh my god. You know what?
Your keys are actually in your ignition.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God, thank you so much, Blonde Star.
That's why we're here. Do you need anything else?
Blonde Star.
No, that's
Always
it.
on, because you're always blonde.
Welcome back to the program, folks. It's the Joel Michalec Show featuring the lovely Sharen. Thanks for hanging out with us. It's show 153, if you're counting, because we.
Can you believe that?
Yeah.
153 shows.
Yeah, because we took two, and that's, well, there's been more shows, but
Absolutely, right.
by numbers, it's 153, because we have, like, the last 2 weeks were out, so we had
Yeah.
a rebroadcast packaging,
Right.
and then last week was Halloween, so we took off for the kids, and we posted a special Halloween episode. Hopefully everybody heard and enjoyed the 1938 War of the Worlds radio broadcast that we aired last week. So
Yeah.
those special, the Christmas show doesn't count, so things like
Yeah.
that. So 153 shows of, you and I going back and forth.
Right.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Excuse me.
Certainly.
So if you're keeping track, show 153, welcome back. So we have a couple things we've got to squeeze into this segment. The first one being that, this getpocket.com is a great resource to just get lost sometimes on the internet. And so this came out of that. Other things that we talked about on this program have come out of getpocket.com. And so that's a shameless plug to them. I get no money for that. But they published this article, which actually came from... Oh, I forget where it came from. But it's 14, we're not going to go through them all, 14 colonial-era slang terms that you should work into modern conversations. Which I thought was really cool because I love the colonial era.
Oh my God, so do I.
It's one of my favorite timepieces of America. Mm-hmm. But anyway, kedge, K-E-D-G-E, kedge, and it means doing well. I think we can work that in.
Yeah.
So if you lived in a country
How
town...
you doing?
I'm kedge.
Good. Glad to hear
It
it.
also sounds like a skater boy type of term.
Yeah.
How you doing? Kedge, man. I'm kedge.
Yeah, right.
So if you ask someone how they're doing, they might have said, I'm pretty kedge.
Yeah, cool.
I'm pretty doing well.
All right. You're pretty doing well.
Cat's paw, which means to be duped or to be used as a tool. Okay. And let's say a cat's paw. Okay, so to be used for someone else's gain is to be made a cat's paw out of.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, that's not one of my favorite.
Like a Ponzi scheme would be...
You've been made a cat's paw. You've been made a fool of.
I've been made a cat's paw.
Yeah. I didn't like that one as much as chuffy, surly, or impolite. You're being chuffy. Don't be so chuffy, Sharon.
I'm not so chuffy.
You're being chuffy.
I don't want to be chuffy.
Scranch, which meant crack something between your teeth.
Ew.
Stop scranching your chewing gum.
Ew.
Because I crack my gum.
I know you do.
I crack my gum. I crack my gum.
And it drives Molly absolutely insane.
It does.
Scares the poopy out of her.
Fishy used to mean being drunk.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Today, fishy means you stink.
Right? Macaroni. This was one that I thought was really interesting. So macaroni meant fancy. So you remember Yankee Doodle?
Yeah, yeah.
So when Yankee Doodle called the feather hat macaroni, he wasn't being a weirdo. Macaroni was a term used at that time to refer to a particular men's fashion from England that was intentionally flashy, over the top, and androgynous. Isn't that crazy? Because I thought it was weird when I heard macaroni in the song.
Yeah,
but macaroni meant that he's
fancy. He's all like
Mr. Fancy Pants.
Yeah. Oh my God, get out of my head. I was just going to say that.
Twisticle, which meant unfair or immoral.
What?
You're being twisticle right now.
I can see that, though. That I can see.
Adam's Ale. Take a guess what the Adam's Ale is.
Adam's Ale.
Think about that for a minute. Think about that in biblical terms. What would Adam's Ale mean?
You're drunk?
No. And when I tell you, you're going to be like, really? 2 words for 1 word? It means water.
Well, yeah. I mean, that makes sense. Water.
If you're feeling thirsty for water, try using a slang term that was popular on both sides of the pond. And for those of you millennials out there, the pond is the Atlantic Ocean. England, United States, okay. To quote a 1792 American poem by Philip Freneau, in reason's scale his actions weighed, his spirits want no foreign aid. Long life is his, in vigor passes, a spring that never grew stale. Such virtue lies in Adam's ale. Water. A shaver was an adolescent young boy.
Really? A shaver.
If you were called a shaver, was to imply that you were young enough that they just started shaving. Stop that shaver over there, stealing that fruit.
I can see that.
And next month, we're inviting family to come to our house for a jollification, which is merrymaking or celebration.
Right. Jollification.
So we'll see you at the jollification. I didn't even like them. Where are we at now? Oh, they were the last one. Okay, they were the last ones. Circumbendibus.
What?
Yes.
Say it again.
Circumbendibus. What is this, a spelling bee?
I know, right?
Can you use that in a sentence?
Circumbendibus. It means...
It meant roundabout. Of all the ways to describe something...
oh my God, that makes sense.
In all the ways to describe something unnecessarily roundabout, like something telling a rambling story...
Beating around the bush. Or
telling a rambling story, or taking a weird road when driving somewhere. This word, which dates to 1681, might be the most delightful. It also shows how much we... Who the hell wrote this? How much fun we had and still have with the language, combining prefixes and suffixes to make new words. This is how the sentence is typed. It also shows how much fun we had.
What?
That's what I'm saying. Who wrote this article? A little bit of proofreading goes a long way.
Yeah, right.
Circumbendibus.
I can see that, though. If you think about it, circa means circle.
Right.
Okay. Bend
over.
Stop. Bend means,
You're doing the shape of somebody's butt.
No, I'm doing a circle, Tardo.
She's got a nice circumbendibus.
Oh, my God. People, I have to deal with him every single day. Is
this why we lose charades all the time?
Yeah, right? But no, I'm saying circle, right. bend around the circle.
And then what's the bus for? Is that to pick up everybody that's now
around
lost?
The circle.
Now lost from having to say this word, the bus picks them all up. Circumbendibus.
Right. Exactly.
Circumbendibus.
But I can see that beating around the bush.
I will bet you $1.
Just come straight out with it.
I will bet you $1. This is the title of today's podcast. Circumbendibus.
You know why? You know that? Because you make it up.
Yeah, because I make up the title of the show.
Yes,
I give you my $1. I won the bet right off the cuff.
No, that's an unfair bet.
$2. I won yesterday's bet about the painting too.
Okay, yes, you do. I do owe you $1 for that, and you will get it.
Anyway,
hold on, let me go get it.
You don't owe me $1 because I said you would tire and asked me to paint, and I just went and painted. So you don't owe me $1. I just did it for you.
So you tried to
circumbendibus you.
I
went around
cheating? Is that what you were admitting on air? You were cheating?
Anyway.
Moving on.
So I could not wait to tell you about this.
Okay. Tell me.
Squid Game, which is something you're just getting into.
Yeah.
Weird. Squid Game inspired cryptocurrency that soared by 23 million %.
What?
Now worthless after it was an apparent scam. Yes. In the Netflix hit series Squid Game, characters gamble with their lives. The price of playing a game in the real world may not be as steep as life. But for many people who piled their money into Squid, a once red-hot cryptocurrency named after the show, the financial loss has been significant. So we see like Bitcoin is like the main cryptocurrency.
Yes.
And then you see all these other, Ethereum is probably a pretty decent one. But then you see these ones like Dogecoin and some of these other cryptocurrencies that just come out of somewhere and they don't perform well, or they perform
they're a
well.
Scam, right.
This one turned out to be a scam. So early Monday morning, the value of a Squid coin collapsed from a high of just over $2,860 per coin to effectively zero, as cryptocurrency traders watched the token's unknown creators clean out some $3.3 million in funds and take off. It's called a rug pull in cryptocurrency circles. It occurs when a token's creators abandon the project by exchanging many virtual coins for real-world cash, then quickly drain the liquidity from the product, effectively driving the coin's value to zero and leaving all the investors holding the bag in the apparent scam.
What?
So we recently...
The fact that Squid Game could generate that kind of scam, I mean, I just don't because I'm not a scammer, I don't understand how you can go from a Japanese so-called game, okay, to having people invest in a real world currency.
Right. Well,
it just doesn't make sense to me. Why would you do that?
Well, as a technology professional, I can tell you this. Scammers will find and utilize any excuse at all.
Oh, no, I get it.
To scam anybody.
I understand
out of
that.
anything they have.
Right. I'm scamming you right now.
That's the name of the game.
I am scamming you right now. For
So-
25 years, it's taken me that long.
So we recently invested in Bitcoin, and not like we didn't buy a Bitcoin because right now it's like $62,000 a coin. But
Yeah.
we invested a few bucks into it, and we're going to try to do this every week. But Bitcoin, if you're going to invest in a cryptocurrency, just stick with Bitcoin.
Right.
2.5 weeks ago, Bitcoin was $32,000 a coin. It's now $62,000 a coin.
I know.
Okay, so yes, it has its up and downs, but it's consistent. And it is the number one digital currency that is actually in use and circulating. So
Gotcha.
it's more real than things like Dogecoin or this apparent Squid. People just latch on to it, and a lot of the investors were probably fans of the show.
Gotcha.
That's how the scam. That's how the scam works. Oh, you're a fan of the show. You got to buy into this coin. Oh my God, a Squid coin!
I get it. I totally get it. Fan of the show. You're like, oh my God, right? I get that. What I was saying was, I just don't understand how a scammer goes from a show to real life, taking money from people.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense to me.
It's very much the same as you get an email from UPS, quote unquote, saying that, click here to see your tracking information and especially during this period of the year.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people are expecting packages and they're counting on somebody going, oh, you know what? I am expecting that package from UPS. And they click on it and boom, you're hacked. And,
right.
It's the equivalent, just on a different scale, but it's the same scam.
I gotcha.
So, all right. So, in the preservation of time, two things to talk about. One of which is the Wombat of the Week, and we'll start off with something that could be the Wombat of the Week, but it's not. And so, I'm sorry, I have to change my focus here and turn this way.
Oh, you're good, baby.
So, the first thing we want to talk about is Michael Myers. And later on in the show, if you come back, I'm actually going to, without spoilers, I'm going to talk about the new Halloween movie in the third segment. So come back for that. But we have to talk about this because, it continues to amaze us, the things that people get triggered and upset by these days.
Oh, it's amazing.
So apparently...
By amazing, I mean horrific.
So, spoiler alert, not that I'm spoiling it because they already did, but during the movie, among all the people that Michael Myers kills in the new Halloween movie are two gay men.
Okay.
And so there were some tweets that came out that were probably jokes about is Michael Myers homophobic because he killed 2 gay men. But then, you know, like the LGBTQ community takes that farther, and then they got people complaining left and right and making some big case out of Michael Myers being homophobic. In fact, the LGBTQ publication Gamer also posted an op-ed squelching claims that the notorious villain is homophobic, noting that the way he handles the death of the gay couple in the latest film feels no different about how he butchers anyone else. And I applaud them for saying that and trying to calm people down.
I know,
because
right.
that is true. You can be Asian, black, white, yellow. You can be from Mars.
Right.
If you come across Michael Myers in these films, as ridiculous as they've become,
kill you.
You're dead. You're dead.
Right.
You know, it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're gay or not. You know, it's like people have got to calm down and stop being triggered. You know, it's bad enough they get triggered by history. Stop being triggered by fiction.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So these people that made these claims, these floodgates of criticisms about the claim of whether or not he, as a fictional murderer, is homophobic is absurd to the point of absurdity to its highest degree.
Yeah. And you said 2 words right there.
Did I? I thought I said more, but okay.
Yes, you said 2 words right there that just triggered rage in me.
See, I just triggered you.
Yes. Fictional character. These people are getting upset over a fictional character. Come on.
Yeah.
He's not real, people.
Right. You know, it's and you know, it's very chuffy of them to make those claims.
I know, right? See, you were able to do it. Yay.
You'll have to rewind the show if you forgot what chuffy means. But anyway, that's that. Okay. Oh my God, time is running out. But let's get to the Wombat of the Week. If you want to participate in the Wombat of the Week, you can do so by sending us an email with a link to a verifiable news story of stupid people doing stupid things. You can send it to us in our email address, joelmichalecradio@gmail.com. You can also send it across Facebook at JM Talk. So anyway, this week, it's a story that actually someone sent to us, and it comes from, look at that, my birthday, 2016.
Oh, jeez.
When I was a wee lad.
At 2016.
Anyway, so a Florida man was arrested and charged with assault with a deadly weapon without intent to kill after he allegedly threw an alligator through a fast food chain's drive-through window in October of 2016. Joshua James, 24 years old, threw a 3.5-foot alligator through a Palm Beach County Wendy's drive-thru, according to the Florida Fish, Wildlife, and Conservation officials. He was also charged with illegally possessing an alligator and petty theft. It's reported that he drove his pickup truck to the window at about 1:20 a.m., and when an employee handed him his drink, he tossed the alligator through the window and sped off. Like, what is your intention crime?
I know, right?
Thanks for the drink. Have an alligator on me. I mean, what's the?
I know, right?
And he's charged with
insane.
He's charged with what they say, attempted murder, right? Assault with a deadly weapon.
Yeah, without the intent to commit murder, is what it said. Is what you said it said.
This whole story is hilarious.
I know, right? It's like so stupid.
What is wrong with people in Florida? It's got to be the water, right?
Or the crocodiles. I don't know.
Or the water.
They do eat them too. They do eat them.
All right.
So maybe the crocodile meat is making them vicious.
Maybe. Well, he's the Wombat of the Week, and
yes.
I'm sorry, we're having so much fun this week. We just run out of time. So real quickly, you guys say goodbye because you're leaving.
Goodbye.
All right. There's Sharon out the door, and I'll be back after this with some movie reviews. So stay in your chair. I'm coming right back after this.
If you're worried your friend may be struggling, remember, you don't have to be there to be there.
You can say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You can ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat on the game, kick off your flip-flops. You can ask on your couch while you binge watch.
Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and the Jed Foundation.
Broadcasting from a crummy little studio in Baltimore, Maryland. This is Reality One Radio.
You see See why we need your donations?
Hello and welcome back to the show. It's the Joel Michalec Show featuring the Lovely Sharen. And the Lovely Sharen has taken her leave of the show, leaving you and me here on the program. So being that it is a week after Halloween 2021, just in case you are keeping track. Anyway, so in the course of the week, I was able to get in a little entertainment for myself, if you will, and watched a couple of horror movies, and which I don't get a lot of free time to be able to do that, and I love the genre. And so I checked out a couple of horror movies, and I wanted to talk about them, kind of like my review. Not that I'm like a professional reviewer, but that's okay. Because over the years, I have found that I take side more with my peers and their reviews than I do with people who are paid to review movies. And I don't know what that is. That could just be it could just be a thing. It could be a coinky-dink, a coincidence. That might be what it is. I'm not sure how else to explain it, except for the fact that I feel like I side more with peers. Just other people who love the genre watching films from the genre. And it's not just the horror genre. I find myself believing more in a peer review for any film title, more so than a paid reviewer. But anyway, so I'm just going to talk about them. You can call them a review. I mean, afterwards, if you want to pass the podcast around and say, hey, Joel Michalec reviewed Halloween Kills, do that. Share it if that's how you want to do it. I'm just going to talk about it and give you my opinion, and I'm going to try not to spoil. I'm going to do my best, and I probably will do very well in not ruining either of the two movies I want to talk about right now with any type of spoilers. Which is weird because sometimes it doesn't matter with a movie whether you spoil it or not. Sometimes I'll be discussing a movie with friends at work and I'll say, well, let me tell you, and this really isn't a spoiler I'm going to say because the movie sucked. You know what I mean? So sometimes I'll say that because I want to talk about this one particular piece of the movie. And so I'll say, this isn't going to spoil it because it was a piece of crap anyway. So, but I'll do my best not to do any spoilers. Anyway, let's talk about the first one. And I didn't bring anything to drink back with me for this segment of the show. So it's going to get dry. I might get raspy. I may start talking like this. Who knows? Which is a horror in itself. Okay, so the first one that I was duped over is The Ascent. And it was recommended to me. I watched the trailer. The trailer was amazing. But see, that's another thing you learn as somebody who really enjoys movies. You learn very quickly that a trailer is so deceiving. You know what I mean? It's so deceitful. Did you know, in fact, that sometimes somebody who has nothing to do with the movie is the person who produces a trailer? Yeah, absolutely. So they just take these clips, and sometimes I doubt whether they saw the movie. They're probably handed some clips and say, make a trailer. I think that's the way it goes because trailers are so deceitful. And this trailer looked really good. And yes, I'm a sucker of sorts for the horror genre and for exorcism movies. Uh-oh. Is that a spoiler alert? I don't know. So I watched this. In fact, embarrassingly, I gathered family around the living room to watch this. It really was a terrible film. Terrible film. And let me tell you why. I had a suspicion in the first 20 minutes to half hour that the writing was not very well done. And then as the movie went on from there, I realized positively 116% that the writing sucked. The writing for this movie was terrible. Terrible. In fact, so was most of the acting. The movie starred Robert Kaczynski, and he played the father of a boy. Okay, he played a father of a boy who suspected that his son may be possessed, and of course, reinforced by talking to a priest who was recently released from jail for being responsible for the death of a young boy during an exorcism. Of course, I'm not going to get into the whole exorcism thing. I was going to say, typically the priest is not responsible, but somebody has to be held responsible, right? But anyway, I'm not going to get into that. We're not doing religion today. Or next week or the week before that. So he suspects that his young son may be possessed, and then he calls in to get the assistance of a team led by Father Lambert, played by Peter Jackson, who was recently released from jail, serving 3 years for the responsibility of a young boy dying during an exorcism. And so I had to say the best acting, and I don't know Robert Kaczynski, from my left arm. And so, but I feel like he did the best acting in the movie. Again, poor writing. Even his part of the script, poor writing. But I felt like he was the best actor in the film. So again, recommend it to me. Not like, oh, you got to watch this. This is great. Just recommended. I feel like based off the trailer, I watched the trailer. I was mesmerized by the trailer. And then I watched this and I was so disappointed. Not only did it turn out that it was poor acting, poor script, but then I really didn't get it. And I know that the Lovely Sharen says that I lack common sense, but this movie did not put it together right. We had some discussion after the movie to come to a synopsis of what probably happened, but we're still left a little questionable. So the film was very, very untidy. And, I've seen short horror films. And if you've been listening to my program for any sort of time, then I have a full appreciation for the short horror film genre on YouTube and Twitch and all these outlets, Reddit, that show these short horror films. 2, 3, 4, 10 minutes. Amazing films. Amazing films. You would think that when you get a bigger budget and all this, that it should be grander, a short hobby film, basically. And I think some of the people that shoot these 2 and 3 minute horror films should get the funding to shoot longer horror movies. I think we'd have a better genre, because the genre really is sort of, in my opinion, tanking a little bit. Where's the originality? It's gone. So this film, and I think, now that I've investigated it more afterwards, I find things like the audience score was 7%. It does not even rate at Rotten Tomatoes. It has no rating at all. Not even a 1 out of 10 at Rotten Tomatoes. It's simply blank rated. Nothing. And it goes to show, because, one critic, Kat Hughes from THN, I think said it properly when she said, a dull and uninspiring retread of the tired exorcism story. And that's the thing, right? So exorcism stories are not even original. And so did anybody make a good exorcism movie after The Exorcist? Quite possibly The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Other than that, they all seem to be sort of like basement dwellers, in my opinion. But anyway, so that's The Ascent. And, I would say, unfortunately, I would say to you, don't waste your time on this film. So try not to give you any spoilers. I didn't give you any spoilers. I think there was one jump scare that really got us in that movie. And I know jump scares are part of it. Like, we actually were thinking in the first 15, 20 minutes, well, this is probably going to be a psychological horror, and that's okay. But it just turned out to be garbage. Pure garbage. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the producers of the film. Garbage. Okay, so after watching that disappointing horror movie, right, I wanted to see some good horror. I needed an uplift. I needed something to pick me up from the ashes of that garbage and make me feel better about the genre. So, did I get that? No, because I figured, let's watch Halloween Kills, the new Halloween. And I'm sorry, I just wasn't impressed. I was not impressed. And I know this is what I heard about it, okay? From peers, from people at work, from people I know, from people online. Half of the people say it was pretty good. Half of the people say it sucked. I'm sorry, I'm on the side of the people that say it sucked. As a fan, as a major fan of the original Halloween franchise, and as a guy who would tell you that Rob Zombie did a half-decent job on the reboot of Halloween. Okay, the first one anyway. So, anyway, as far as Halloween Kills goes, it's the 12th installment of the Halloween franchise. And you're not going to believe who it stars. Jamie Lee Curtis, reprising her role as Laurie Strode. So she's back again. And this one really picks up. If you saw the previous film, excuse me, I'm sorry. I told you I'm down here without a drink. Okay. So it's a direct sequel to 2018's Halloween. And so if you saw that, it's a direct continuation too. And then it flashes back a little bit, and it introduces a new element that I didn't see in the original, but that's okay. I'm okay with that, because that helps create an arc, so the story has somewhere to go, right? And so you go back and you combine a little bit of old footage with some new actors playing old roles or whatever, and you introduce some story arc there, so you have somewhere to go with this film. I get it. And that's okay. I like stuff like that. I like that. So it picks up directly where that comes in. And basically, this time, and I'm thinking, this is one of the reasons. I mean, when I read the description, I'm like, wait a minute. So everyone's going to get together and they're going to mob kill this guy. Finally, because we're in the 12th installment and, it's getting a little tiresome how he seemingly cannot be killed. Even a demon can be killed at the end of a movie. But Michael Myers has been shot, decapitated, blown up, gassed, lit on fire, shot again. Oh, he was shot again, and then he was shot. And he continues to come back. So the idea behind this story arc of a mob gets together and they're going to end his reign, in some respects, that could be a good story arc. And so part of the story arc was bringing back some of the old, not actors, actresses, but bringing back some of the characters from the original one. And they're older, and I'm not saying it's the actors that played them, but and they're part of the mob. So I did get that feeling of, oh wow, look, they got him back older, they have her back older now, and they're going to be part of this mob, and that was really great. But it didn't really pan out, it really didn't pan out. In fact, the way I left 2018's Halloween, when I left that movie, when I left it, I watched it at home. When that movie was over, I had an idea what they were going to do, and I thought, okay, it's going to continue on, but they're going to go this direction. I'm going to be honest with you, and if you didn't see Halloween 2018, hopefully this isn't a spoiler. I really thought that Laurie Strode's granddaughter was going to become the new slasher, because once again, they caged him and burned him alive. But guess what? He wasn't dead. He rose from the fire and killed more people. And so it was sort of the same old thing. Again, I thought the script writing was a little terrible. I thought Jamie Lee Curtis, I think she's a great actress. I think whoever wrote this script, kind of took that steam away from her. I don't think that even her part of the movie was written very well. I was really surprised at the lackluster of this film, being that Jason Blum was involved, John Carpenter was involved. I mean, I really felt, not very good. Yeah, I saw one of the producers, and I hope this wasn't the same person I saw, was Danny McBride, and I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, please tell me Danny McBride had nothing to do with this movie. Danny McBride being one of the worst actors I've ever seen on film. But anyway, so I don't want to give anything away about the movie. I think you need to see it for yourself. Obviously they made a decent amount of money on it because of the name. I mean, the name and the premise and the fan base. There's an incredible fan base for the Halloween series. And I wonder, maybe I'm just nostalgic all the time. I mean, I know I'm nostalgic a lot, but maybe I'm nostalgic for that. But, I'll watch 1978's Halloween all day long. All day long. And then, Halloween 2, okay, that was a pretty decent movie. Halloween 3, I haven't even watched yet. I mean, I was 10 minutes into it as a kid, and I went, what in the hell is going on here? I never made it. I've been told by my good friend Ken Sledge at Sledgehammer Harbor, I should go back and look at it. It's completely independent of the films, which I got that in the first 10 minutes. But he said it's still in its own right a decent film. So, Ken, if you're listening, I've not gotten back to that yet, but I will. At some point, I will. But I'm nostalgic for the old ones. And then, even the one where they went back, where the Ghost Hunters went back, or I forget, the reality TV, they were going back. You know what? That's how much I remember of some of the ones that were just done very poorly. Like, I know there was a reality TV team that went back to the Michael Myers house. Even that one had a little bit of substance. But part of me says it might be time to kill Michael Myers. If we kill Michael Myers, only one of two things will happen. They'll find a way to bring him back, because they even brought Jason back from sure death. Jason Voorhees, that is. Or Hollywood might find something else original. But anyway, worth a watch, because we're Halloween fans, right? We're fans of the franchise, so it's worth a watch. And that's about all I can say about that. It got 5 out of 10, basically, on the review sites. And, I feel like that's okay. I feel like it probably could have gone 4.5, 4.3 out of 10. I just think that, when you see Jason Blum and John Carpenter attached to a Halloween title, your expectations should be more, but they weren't. Anyway, so that's how I want to spend my time with you. I hope you enjoyed it. I just want to talk about a couple of horror movies, and again, call them reviews if you want. In fact, I want you to call them reviews, and I want you to share them with everybody you know and say, hey, listen to this Wombat on the air. He has no idea what he's talking about, but whatever, right? Whatever sells. I'll take it. Anyway, I do appreciate you listening to the show. This does bring us straight up to the end of the program for this week. It is the Joel Michalec Show featuring the Lovely Sharen. And on behalf of both of them, even though I are one of them, I want to thank you for listening and remind you to visit us at www.jmtalk.net on the World Wide Web, and also on social media, TikTok and Facebook at JM Talk, Instagram and Twitter at JM Talk Radio. Also, send us an email if you wish. Write to us. We love pen pals. JoelMichalecRadio@gmail.com. Until next time, folks, enjoy yourselves. Be good to one another, and we'll catch you later. Bye-bye.